So my experience with Workfully, I guess, stepping back a bit. So spoke to Valeria, one of the founders at the company, kind of explained this project, this very ambitious project they had of starting Workfully, what they want to do kind of mid of the pandemic as well. So risky time, but saw the success they've had in just a short amount of time as well. Got in touch with me to work with one of the RPO projects with TravelPerk, which is a company that was always on my radar. So definitely sparked my interest, opened up to listening more about it, and think it was probably one of the best decisions I've made in my career recently of taking the jump, taking that RPO project and seeing another side of recruitment from the agency area, which I worked with in the past. Why would I go into an RPO? So in the past, I worked as an agency recruiter. So basically headhunting, you get to work with a client, maybe one or two roles, you learn a bit about them, but you never really feel part of that client. You don't really understand the cultures, the values that fit there. You kind of have to insinuate a lot of things. And then you're recruiting for someone that's going to be placed there and you don't get to see how are they performing, what's their growth and their motivation later on. So jumping into an RPO, it kind of gives you a bit of the both worlds, because you are still technically on the agency side, but you get to see that journey that the candidates that you're recruiting are going on. You get to see them getting to the company. You get to see them working on their projects, even growing, sometimes promoting. So you get that kind of end client feel and feeling part of the team. But you always have in the background that if you want to switch, if you ever want to try something else, there's different opportunities. There's other exciting projects that go there. So you can kind of jump around, see different ways of working, other environments, and kind of just go on your path from there. So yeah, I'd love to kind of talk a bit more about my experience with Workfully. Startup. Yeah, just basically coming in with the founders, maybe one or two other people, not a startup that's kind of growing already at that point. Youthful people, a lot of energy, a lot of ambition, which is great because it kind of radiates off one another and you can kind of feed off one another for that. And with that, every project that comes along, I don't think there's just one person that focuses on it. I think everyone's kind of in the same boat. Everyone's there to support one another. So you can do weekly check-ins, things like that. And it's a good way for everyone to know what you're working on, what challenges you have, and also what challenges they have, where you can support, kind of share ideas. So being in this startup that is literally growing from the ground up right now, it's so exciting because you get to see the impact, you get to see the growth, and you feels like kind of part of a baby of yours really kind of growing in the market.